Conversation. Lost in conversation. Lost in conversation. Lost in.
All right, welcome everyone to the finale. This is our Lost in Conversation finale, our final episode. I'm here with the original crew that started off from the first episode. I'm here with Dave.
Hey guys, it's been a wild ride.
We're going to go out style. We are doing the 91-92 Duke Blue Devils final shot.
Yes.
The shot.
Against the Kentucky Wildcats regional final in Philadelphia,
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
It's been a wild, fun adventure. I enjoyed all our episodes that we've done to this point. Thanks for everyone who's been on the show. Logie, Eric, Chris, David. I think that's everybody, right?
And Meredith.
And Meredith. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and this is it. This is our finale. Just like the first and final, this is the final.
We'll shake your hand, sir.
Yes. All right. This is one we've been wanting to do for a long time. This is, I feel like, when me and Dave were about middle school.
Yeah.
Is when this happened. Dave actually saw this live.
I did.
I grew up a big Duke fan, and I've played a lot of basketball growing up.
We played a lot of basketball.
Oh. Okay.
We played a lot of basketball against each other as well. A lot of pickup games and
A lot of pickup games, yes.
yeah.
We were like the, what do we call ourselves? The Bash Brothers? Or
Yeah. Not to be confused with the Splash Brothers, although pretty much just as good.
Yes. Yeah, so we definitely put a lot of basketball. I actually have we were watching this game. It's kind of funny how the shorts are pretty short. Not super short, but definitely a lot shorter than they are nowadays. And I have here a high school basketball picture of me playing for the Lindsay California Cardinals here.
Dang, man.
And,
that's a little too short.
They had us wearing some short shorts here. This is a great picture here. I still remember there's Coach Cole there. Got my friends. These are all guys I grew up with.
That's definitely more than 3 inches above the knee.
I know, right? I look so serious here. I definitely was a lot serious, and I feel like a quieter, serious guy in my youth.
You kind of remind me of one of the Kentucky players in this game with your serious look.
Yeah, that we were talking about, was it Pelfrey is his name?
Yeah, Pelfrey.
And we call this guy Goofy. We got Mark, Jeff, Shot, George, Juan, Noe. Yeah, this this is 93-94, so not too much.
That's freshman year, right?
Yeah, freshman
MVP,
year.
right? MVP
Yes,
season.
and actually got I was actually the MVP of this team. I played a lot of basketball. I played for high school over here. When I was middle school, I actually was played for my school and for a basketball league called the NJB, National Junior Basketball League.
Nice.
Played a lot of, and that actually was a cool league because it had a city next to us, our rival Strathmore. It actually had the Lindsay Strathmore guys combined on the same team.
Oh, wow.
So we got to play on the same team in middle school, and then we went to high school, and then we were rivals again. So it was like, it's pretty interesting.
That is.
And then we'd play against the big schools, all the other rest of the league was Porterville. So they had like a Lindsay Strathmore hybrid team mixed together, playing a bunch of Porterville teams.
Sort of like a dream team.
Well,
Lindsay Strathmore.
I don't know about that, but it was weird how they worked that out.
I was on a basketball team as well. A lot of people don't know this, but I played intramural basketball at Gloucester Page Middle School in Gloucester, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, after school program.
I remember Dave had the wild layups. He was known for the wild layups and the out there on the street basketball. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been kind of a tenacious guy, rebounder, scrappy.
Then we had Rocky, who's known for his hook shot.
Yeah, that's right. He is known for that.
And you had Ron with the three-pointers.
Yeah, Ron, he could definitely hit the three.
Yeah.
And
I feel like he changed his game because of his knee situation.
And Daniel also would join us. Our friend Daniel would join us for some basketball. And he would occasionally have some threes in there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. The Wellness Center, Riverside, Gloucester.
Yes, a lot of good games
over
there.
So, Dave, you'd like to kick us off? How do you feel? This is the finale, man. Can you believe it? It's
Man.
come to this.
Is this... I don't think I can wrap my head around this right now.
It's been so much fun. It feels like we're just hanging out with friends, talking about really cool stuff we've always wanted to like really get into. And I don't know, what are we gonna do after this?
I don't know, man. I think we're just gonna be bored, man, because this is taking up a large portion of our lives.
Yeah,
man.
it has.
It's been a big part of things.
Well, let's do this and go out in style, man.
Okay, man.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with just giving you a little bit of info about the game. It's a 1992 NCAA tournament regional final, East regional final between Duke and Kentucky. The shot, the reason this is called the shot is with 2.1 seconds remaining in overtime, the defending national champion Duke Blue Devils trailed 103-102. Looked pretty hopeless for Duke at that point. But then Grant Hill throws a 75-foot pass to Christian Leitner. Fakes right, dribbles once, turns, hits the jumper as time expires, and Duke gets the win, 104-103. This has been deemed the greatest college basketball game of all time, according to Sports Illustrated.
I can see that.
And ESPN actually included it at number 17 on its list of top 100 sports moments in the past 25 years. I mean, that's any sport, and that's pretty impressive. So the game was close for the entire 40 minutes, plus the 5-minute overtime. Duke was a top-ranked team for the entire season. They only lost 2 games the whole season.
Yeah, 2 games.
And were favored to win the national championship for the second consecutive year.
At the end of the first half, Duke led Kentucky 50-45. That first half, very, very fast-paced. During the second half, after Timberlake was knocked down during a play, Leitner actually stepped on his chest. I feel like Leitner just enjoyed to be hated. He just sensed that he is motivated by that.
I mean, if you look back at that play, he gets fouled pretty hard by Timberlake there, and he kind of loses his cool. And Coach K actually talked to him later about that. Like, how can you let them get to you like that?
And I guess I'll bring this up now. I was going to bring it up at some point, but I remember watching Leitner play for the Hawks. I feel like that was his best time in the NBA when he was playing for them. And he did this exact same thing to Rick Smits, the Dutchman for the Pacers. It was a real close game, and the Rick Smits guy, am I saying that?
Yeah, you got it. That's right. Smits, yeah.
Smits. He fell, and Leitner did that exact same chest dump on him. So yeah, he still did that in the pros. I remember watching that game. So Kentucky tied the game at 93 with 33.6 seconds left in regulation. Duke's point guard, Bobby Hurley, had a chance to win the game as the time expired. He missed the shot, and the game went overtime. That was definitely looked like it was forced. It looks like it was a little wild, a little reckless.
Not his shot at all. I mean, he's a three-point shooter and a drive and dish guy.
I don't know if when he was driving in, if he was thinking to dish and there was nobody to dish to. It didn't look like it was a very good planned shot there. So the teams traded the lead throughout the period. Kentucky called a timeout with 7.8 seconds left when Woods hit a running one-hander in the lane over Leitner. That was a wild shot. That was a bank shot. Looked like he was just throwing it up.
Lynn Elmore, the announcer, was saying that was a terrible shot. Yeah. But he got lucky and got it.
Okay, so that put Kentucky ahead 103-102 with 2.1 seconds. Duke calls out, calling a timeout for the final play. Grant Hill throws the ball 79 feet to Leitner. Opposite foul line, dribbled once, turned around, and that is the shot. Time expiring, giving Duke the 104-103 victory. Me and Dave have decided that we are going to have a little
contest.
We're going to go ahead and take our podcast outside, and we're going to go all the way to Gloucester, to Union Baptist, the old church we went to, Achilles, old school. We used to really hoop it up back in our day.
That's true.
We'd play a lot of basketball there and go to the local Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, man. Get your free refills on the drinks.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So we're going to go load up our podcast equipment, and we're going to go over to
Yeah.
Union Baptist Church.
It's going to be a free throw competition to see who gets to talk about Duke in this podcast.
Yes, it's going to determine who gets to talk about Duke, who covers the Duke, and then who covers the Kentucky team.
All right.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling ready, man.
Have you been practicing for this?
I have.
Shooting a lot of free throws?
I've been to Busch Gardens doing the 3-point
Oh, you just
shooting
did that, right?
competition. Yeah.
Yesterday?
3-point, yeah.
How'd that go?
Not well.
No?
No, I only made 2 shots.
And you wore your Bird jersey, right?
I did. Yeah. So there was a lot of pressure on me because of the Bird jersey, I think.
But you felt it added more pressure to you?
Yeah, it did. It's like
yeah.
the expectations were high.
Okay. Were people like around like cheering and?
Oh, there's a girl that's announcing as you're shooting off the rim or whatever.
Oh, man.
She's like, "Oh, you're wearing the Bird jersey, so I'm expecting big things from you." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
How did the rest of the people you went with? How did it go?
Pretty much everybody out there was horrible. Like,
Really?
The most anybody scored is 4. So I didn't feel too bad about the 2 shots that I made.
Okay.
I did it twice, 2 shots each time.
Maybe you had to do something with Busch Gardens having Beer Fest that day. Maybe.
That, I was wearing the Beer Fest necklace that keeps track of how many beers you've had. And
Yeah.
you could probably see it on like a video or something, how many I had at the point. So,
Well, you ready to load up our stuff and drive over there?
okay, let's go, man.
All right. Good luck, man.
All right, man. See you over there.
All right. Don't forget the microphone.
Okay. Yeah,
All right,
let's
man.
go.
All right. Got everything?
All right, we're doing this.
Woo! All right. Okay.
Yeah.
How's it going, everyone out there? This is Clay and Dave.
Hey, we're back.
We are back. We're going to do another recording. Lost Conversation recording here. We are, well, our plan was to go to the Achilles basketball out here in Guinealand.
Circuit 1996.
But it turns out the courts are no longer there at Achilles, which is
Pretty sad.
which surprised us. They have the lower rims where you can just dunk on them and
Yeah,
Go crazy with it.
It was nuts, man.
But we're over here at the Union Baptist parking lot. We actually have one basketball hoop, which you're able to use.
It's not bad. It's holding up well. I think it's the same one they've had all these years.
It's still a good flashback for us. We used to go to church here and play basketball at Achilles.
Yep. I shot here a few times too for fun.
And we are here for a contest, a free throw contest, because we're doing a podcast of the Kentucky Duke March Madness game, The Shot.
1992 regional final.
We actually got a Duke basketball here.
I got the Steph Curry shoes on.
We both have blue sneakers, which is pretty cool.
Heck yeah. You got the NWO red and black.
I do, yes.
Yeah. For life.
So we're going to go ahead and flip for it to see who shoots first. Dave, you want to call in the air?
Okay. Oh, and by the way, so the little insight on what we're playing for
okay, there
here.
you go, yeah, good call.
So the person who, what is it? Whoever misses
Okay, we're
2
going-
free throws the first.
Whoever misses 2 free throws will lose. Whoever misses it first. Or if we go past 5 shots, then the person who was the first person to miss the free throw.
Right. And what's on the line, you might ask? Well, a lot's on the
Yes.
line.
There's a lot on the line.
A lot
here,
on the
people.
line. So during our podcast, there's a section where one of us is going to talk about Duke.
And the
one-
other Kentucky.
yeah.
This
and-
is to battle to who gets to cover Duke, who we're both fans of, Duke
yeah.
basketball.
So it's very important because I don't really want to talk about Kentucky.
How peaceful it is out here, huh? It's pretty quiet out here.
Yeah, it is.
This
yeah.
is technically Guinea, right?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
Guinea can have a whole new podcast to itself.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, let me tell you something, Guinea Baba. All in the hell.
Oh, the crap hall's full. All right, you call it?
All right, here it is. I'll call it in the air.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Here we go.
Heads.
Heads, he calls heads, and it is
Oh,
heads.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you want me to shoot first? I guess.
I want you to shoot first.
Okay. All right. Let's get the mic. This is the first time recording outside. This is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right.
All right, there you go, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Not really. All right, so here he is.
Fun. This is fun.
Clay Hammond sporting the NWO red and black,
Too sweet.
getting ready for his first shot attempt.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
It's no big deal. Make these all the time.
Yeah. And the shot is up. Oh, and off the mark, folks. That one hit iron.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Good luck.
So I don't need luck.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man. All right. All right, Dave has a look in his eye. He's getting the ball, dribbling. I don't know. Looks like he might miss this one, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. We'll see here. He looks determined. It is. Oh, it is in and out. In and out.
All right,
Okay,
so
just keep shooting.
well, wait. If you miss this one, I'm the winner, right? Is that how it is?
Is that what we're doing?
You missed 2, right?
Oh, the first one to miss 2.
Yeah, you missed
Oh,
one
okay.
already.
So this is it. Okay.
This is it, man.
Okay.
This could be it. So,
I gotta make it interesting and make it small. There we go.
wow. So, it could be over just like that, folks. After all this build-up. Sort of like Tyson McNeely. Oh, and Clay stays in it.
Oh, it was not a perfect swish like I liked, but it nonetheless went in. Oh, now the pressure is on Dave, ladies and gentlemen. This is very similar to that 2 seconds left on the clock. Duke with the ball. Will he make it at the buzzer? Will it be a yes moment, or will it be a moment?
I'm going to go for the former.
Wow, I'm nervous. I'm just going to stay silent and let him concentrate. What will happen here?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't want to throw him off. This is so intense right now. He's going for the shot, ladies and gentlemen. It is up in the air. It is off. Oh, man. That was fun, man. I kind of want to keep going. But.
Should we do the first person this is 3?
3? All right.
All right, folks, we've just been informed there has been a last-minute rule change, and because of the unpredictability of the rim out here at Union Baptist, which is not the original plan, we have decided to extend this contest to the first 3 misses.
3 misses.
So here we go, Clay, with another make.
Yes.
Okay, pressure back on me again.
All right, we're right back where we left off. If Dave misses this shot, he will be covering Kentucky. Have you ever been to Kentucky, Dave?
I have. I've been to Kentucky.
So you won't mind covering the Wildcats 91-92 team then?
Nah. I've been, and I'd rather go back to Duke.
It's not so bad, man. They got bluegrass. They got horse racing over there.
Yeah, I've been to Churchill Downs before. It's pretty cool, but
Yeah.
you gotta understand, man. I mean, I was here to witness this game as a young lad, and I just can't fathom covering the Kentucky
Well,
Wildcats. So
it's all in your hands. The balls are in your court. Yeah.
okay.
It's up, ladies and gentlemen. It is in.
Yes! Yes!
All right. Yes. All right. Here we go. So I've only missed 1. Dave has missed 2.
Sorry about that. Got a little out of control. Here comes Clay with his next attempt. Oh, and he's on fire right now, much like Christian Leitner was in that game. All right.
All right, Dave is up again. A little more pressure on Dave. He can only miss 1 more shot. So here we are. It's for all the money here, people. Dave is taking his time. The ball is in the air. Oh, and it toilet rolls in. Oh, wow, that was good shot, man. Good shot.
Thank you. I wasn't sure how that one was going to fall. It wasn't looking great there for a second. All right, here comes Clay. Next shot. Oh, he is off the mark, folks. Air ball. So that's 2 misses each. So still the pressure on me, though.
Dave is back out there, about to shoot. This will be quite the comeback here. All right, still on the line. He misses this. He is going to be covering Kentucky. Here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. He's dribbling. He's focusing. Ball's in the air. It is no good. It is no good. Oh, what a battle. He has nothing to be ashamed of, ladies and gentlemen.
If I make this, then I still win. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
All right, we're going to go ahead and sign off here, and next time we'll see you, we'll be in studio.
Oh,
All right,
we're back, guys.
It's intense.
Well,
It felt pretty cool going back there and playing some ball out there again.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really play ball. After the free throw, we didn't record it. We actually replayed the long inbounds pass turnaround shot.
Yeah, we made that a few times, both of us. That was pretty fun.
I overestimated how hard it is to throw the basketball that far.
I know, man. Grant Hill, mad props to him for that throw, man. Like, anyway, so I'm sure you guys are all anticipating who won the free throw contest. So I'll just say that I will start by talking about Kentucky now. And we'll just leave it at that. Okay. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. We watched a little of the shot, little documentaries on the shot.
Yeah, right.
So we both watched one where it has Coach K talking about the huddle before the shot.
Yeah.
And it was funny how he's such a really good coach and leader that what he would do is he would ask his players, can you do this? And they would say yes. And he said that he would have them do that because in their mind, they've already done it before they go actually on the court.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he asked Grant Hill, can you throw it, all the way across the court to Leitner? He's like, yes, coach, I can. Then he asked Leitner. I felt like Leitner was a bit of a character.
Yeah.
And he started laughing. Leitner said, he's like, can you, catch the ball, try to make the shot, basically. And he said, yes, coach, if Grant Hill it throws a good pass, I'll catch it. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But he said he never thought they were going to win the game. He did not think they were going to win. But he made the team think that they were going to win.
And that's how he described being a leader. You have to do that. And I mean, he's arguably the greatest coach of all time. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, that had a lot to do with this happening, I think. So,
okay, without further ado, Dave is going to go over the 91-92 Kentucky Wildcats.
Yes. Okay. Kentucky Wildcats team coached by Rick Pitino, another legendary coach. This one is a fondly remembered season for Kentucky because they were coming off a 2-year postseason ban due to some recruiting violations.
That's crazy. 2-year ban.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, this is like one of the all-time great basketball schools, Kentucky, and
that's a serious
2-year
penalty.
ban. Yeah. So, and that was before Pitino, but still, he's having to pay the price for it either way. So the team consisted of 4 seniors, 3 of whom were Kentucky natives, and they had remained loyal to the program throughout its probation. And they would be known forever as the Unforgettables. So you had Richie Farmer, 6-foot shooting guard.
He got a lot of play. I remember watching him. With
Yeah, he had the crazy mustache. One of the crazy mustaches.
Their players look way older than college.
Then they had Darren Feldhouse, 6'7", forward. John Pelfrey, who ended up being a huge player in this game.
That guy was good.
He's 6'8". Does he look 6'8"?
I didn't realize that.
Just doesn't look 6'8" to me. But
he has such a serious look on his face.
Yeah, he does. He was actually the head coach of Arkansas.
Really?
Recently, yeah.
He looks like he could, seeing him yell at the other players looks very much
He
like
was sort of like a coach on the court for them.
Yeah.
He really was. He was their leader. And then Sean Woods, he is only non-Kentuckian, 6'2" point guard from Indianapolis. He is now head coach at Southern University. So
wow, okay.
But in addition to these guys, the true star was Jamal Mashburn, and he was only a sophomore at this point, and he's going to end up having a great NBA career. And even Coach K said at the time he was already one of the top 10 college basketball players out there. So, I mean, with the Unforgettables combined with Mashburn, they had a really solid team coming in there, so that they weren't going to lie down and let Duke take this.
I feel like this season, maybe having the suspension caused them to be overachievers just because, okay, we can finally play again. Or
yeah, they had a chip on their shoulder. And they're like, hey, man, this is Kentucky, man. I mean, we're...
The Mashburn and then the other guy, Feldhouse? Feldhouse. I feel like they were the two best players on that team.
You think Feldhouse? I think Pelfrey.
I think so.
I don't really remember Feldhouse.
Which one's the redheaded?
That's Pelfrey.
Pelfrey.
Yeah.
Pelfrey and Mashburn seem like the best 2 players on that team.
Jamal Mashburn, he's the go-to guy. I mean, he's the biggest guy. He's the guy that's going to get the most touches. But Pelfrey played with a level of intensity that really was key for them.
Yeah.
So the Wildcats' run in the NCAA tournament would end in this regional final game against Duke, and it's often cited as the greatest college basketball game ever played. Duke was heavily favored, but that didn't stop these guys from making it a game. They actually retired the Unforgettables jerseys.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
They didn't retire their numbers, so the other guys are wearing these numbers, but the jerseys themselves are retired.
Okay.
for them. And interesting, not one member of the Wildcats was drafted in the 92 draft. So surprising. I thought maybe Pelfrey might get in there.
Yeah, he seemed like he was right with the rest of
Like,
them.
he's probably not the prototypical NBA guy, but you would think he might get drafted second round as a guy they could bring off the bench.
Yeah.
So
I'll go over the 1991-92 Duke Blue Devils. They are the NCAA Tournament National Champions. Their overall record in 91-92 was 34 wins, 2 losses, with the head coach with Mike Krzyzewski, also known as Coach K. Okay, the team was led by All-American Christian Laettner and Grant Hill. The Blue Devils started the season as the defending national championship team. They're looking to repeat as champions for the first time since UCLA did it in 1973. And I believe they won seven straight.
7 or 8, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so for this team, losing only Greg Hubeck to graduation, Duke retained its core players, including Laettner, Hurley, Hill. So the regular season, the Duke Blue Devils started the season ranked number 1. First 17 games, they won all 17. Their unbeaten streak came to an end, losing a very close contest to North Carolina, of course, the rivals. The score is 75-73. And Duke would lose only one more other time. That was against Wake Forest with a 72-68 score. The rest of the season, they finished out with a 25-2 record. So the tournament, the Blue Devils had little trouble progressing through the first 3 rounds. They faced the toughest test of the whole entire season against the 6th ranked and number 2 seed Kentucky, coached by Rick Pitino, and perhaps the greatest college basketball game in history. Laettner scored 31 points in this game, making all 10 field goal attempts, including a 1 3-pointer, and all 10 of his free throws. Never missed a shot the whole game.
Yeah, really impressive right there.
It almost makes you wonder if he would have shot more, like how many more points he would have got. Duke reached the title game for the 3rd consecutive time to face off against Michigan's Fab Five. I remember that Fab Five with Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Juan Howard, King, Ray Jackson. That was a
Yeah, they were
crazy team. Remember,
fantastic.
I feel like they're the ones that brought in the baggy shorts, right?
Yeah,
Fab Five,
I think
like
so.
Michigan. Okay, so the Blue Devils ended the Fab Five's dream in a 75-51 contest. Man, that's a pretty big 20-point difference there. Bobby Hurley was named NCAA Basketball Tournament Most Outstanding Player.
Yeah, and Bobby Hurley, not to be understated, but he had a great game in this one. A lot of threes, some great passes to Laettner and Hill. He's a big part of this one too.
Yeah, and we watched the documentary that I recommend. I still hate Christian Laettner. I still hate Laettner.
And they talk about the Fab Five a lot in that,
Yeah.
and how they were the cool new kids on the block sort of thing. And then you had the preppy Duke guys and Laettner and some of his things that he did, the stomp on the chest. And
it also talked about the Laettner-Hurley dynamic. I guess Christian Laettner would make fun of Bobby Hurley, calling him Bart Simpson a lot. I thought that was funny.
Right. And I think he did that to kind of get him pumped up, like, hey, you're not going to talk to me like that, man. And Bobby Hurley was an intense player in his own right.
Yeah, Bobby Hurley. It's just too bad about his injury that he had. Messed up his NBA career.
Yeah, he got in that
Quick
motorcycle
guy.
accident, and guy didn't have his headlights on, ended up hitting him, and he almost died. It was a real touch and go for a while there.
He was actually able to come back and still play professional basketball.
Yeah, but he just never really got it going.
I saw something on ESPN where he actually does a lot of horse racing now. He's into the horse racing industry.
Yeah, right.
now.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered both the teams, and me and Dave actually just watched the game again, the whole entire game. It was
Pretty
fun to
epic.
relive it.
Yeah.
How was that when you watched that live?
Well, I was a teenager, like 14, and
Yeah, I was 13, you were 14, I guess.
And at that stage of my life, I was really all about Duke all the time. I mean, they were great for.
You still are, man.
Oh yeah, They were great for a couple of years there. Laettner, Hurley, Grant Hill, those guys. I mean, they were almost unbeatable. And then that game really put me on the edge of my seat because I'm like, man, who are these guys from Kentucky? They're they're giving them everything they can handle. And once it got down to the last play there, I thought it was done. I thought Kentucky had it. And then the shot happened. It was quite a moment for me as a fan.
What'd you do? Start jumping around?
As the shot went through.
Did your mom have to tell you to calm down or something?
Probably. I remember I yelled yes and started running and knocked over some people in the house and fell on the floor.
What?
No, not quite. Not like the actual footage in the game.
So I liked college basketball better then because, well, the guys were older because they actually stayed on the team the whole time.
Yeah. Now it's
And
one and dones all the time.
Then you would have like, oh, this is the team I like, Hurley, Leitner, and they'd be there for the full ride.
That's
So
right.
it'd be like, okay, yeah, I can't wait to watch Hurley, Leitner, Hill. But now, nowadays they just go for 1 year. The Kentucky guys, I wrote down here, they all looked a lot older. Like they did not look like
Yeah, they
college
did.
kids at all. So, all right, we're going to get into the game here. So, all right, for the first half, I noticed that both coaches had extremely dark hair. I feel like Michael Scott from The Office could have stepped in and played one of these coaches like in a movie or something, with Coach K and Rick Pitino's hair like jet black.
Yeah. It's like the printer ink or something that Creed used.
And then Kentucky had a couple guys with really intense mustaches. The Martinez guy probably had the best stash in all the whole game.
Yeah. And Grant Hill had a stash too. I don't know if you
Did
noticed.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a thing back then, I guess.
Leitner's hairstyle, looked like something out of 90210.
Yeah, right. He kind of looked like Luke Perry or
Very stylish.
guy.
Remember in the early 90s, you had like the low, like the hair in the bottom was like cut short, and you had like the floppy hair over the top.
Yeah, it was
Everyone
like
had that.
this bowl cut looking thing.
So right from the get, Pelfrey from Kentucky nails a 3-pointer. That was the first shot of the game.
Yeah. So he's already setting the stage for
Yeah.
what kind of game he's going to have.
Pelfrey really playing good right off the bat.
Yeah, he hits
see-
another three
Yeah.
not long after. It's 11-6 early
Yeah.
start for Kentucky.
And the announcer even says, Pelfrey, real leader on the floor. And right when he's saying that, he's actually yelling at some guys like on the bench or something. And
He's got an intensity about him, man.
I
He's
know.
all business, man, out there.
he looks a little scary.
A little scary, yeah.
He's got the red hair and the death stare. Martinez for Kentucky. It looks like they're not respecting him as a shooter. I know Leitner was really laying off of him. Anytime he caught the ball and he was not down by the under the rim there, he was just letting him have the shot. But he wouldn't take it. So I guess
Yeah.
his shooting, he was basically like their big guy. Not known for
I
shooting.
mean, you got Mashburn who's going to get a lot of shots, and then their guards, Pelfrey, is going to take a lot of shots. So, I think it was a smart move on their part. As good as Pelfrey was playing at first, he did get in foul trouble early and often. So he had 2 quick fouls. And he had to sit down.
I think it was because he was so intense. Like he was coming off like hot, man. He came out there to play really hard.
Yeah.
I have so it's 11-8. I wrote down here Bobby Hurley to Leitner for the dunk. That was really impressive.
Yeah, then he follows it up with another one in transition. Another easy basket for Leitner. And then Leitner on fire at this point with a turnaround jumper against a triple team. I mean, he's just cleaning house.
Nice. I noticed the announcer was saying Kentucky's not known for the rebounds, but defensively they are a very high average for steals. They get 10 steals per game. And they were getting a lot of steals.
A lot of turnovers
yeah.
by Duke early, and they were down 20-12 to Kentucky, even with Leitner playing well.
Yeah, they had a couple of steals from Hurley, which Hurley's a good ball handler, so that was impressive. Kentucky gets an 8-point lead here during the first half at one point. Looking really good. This game at the beginning is very, very fast paced. Lots of crazy turnovers.
Yeah, it's got a little sloppy, but exciting still.
Yeah, it's almost like watching like a hockey game. It's just back and forth.
But Duke got right back into it. They actually take a lead. I think they scored like 11 unanswered or something. It was 23-22 after Hurley gives them the lead with a 3-pointer. Thomas Hill hit a 3. Grant Hill 3-point play. I mean, Duke went on a 15-2 run here.
Hurley, Hill, Leitner, they've worked really well together. Very good passing. You could tell they're have been used to playing with one another. Hurley is getting guys open. He does a lot of driving to the basket and dishes it out to these guys. Grant Hill is looking like a really good athlete. You could tell
Yeah, he's very versatile too. He can play point if needed. He's good inside out, shooting, driving.
So at some point in the game, I say the later part of the half, they put in Cherokee Parks. How cool of a name is that?
Yeah.
By the way, Cherokee
And
Parks.
that hairstyle, man.
I remember Cherokee Parks after like Hill and Leitner left. I remember him being like the guy for Duke, like Cherokee Parks. He's like on the cover of like the sports magazines. I remember that time.
Yeah, but he wasn't quite as good as Leitner. He couldn't live up to that expectation. The team kind of fell down a little bit.
But they had him as like, this is the guy, Cherokee Parks. I think he ended up going against the Eric Montross for North Carolina. Like I think that was might have been a rivalry
that
there.
Might be that era.
Remember
yeah.
Eric Montross?
Yeah, Montross. Yeah, he
Tar
was-
Heels, Blue Devils. That was fun to watch during this time. They have Cherokee Parks, Christian Leitner, both in at the same time. And I noticed the announcer saying, they're going with their big lineup. Both those guys gave Kentucky problems, I think, because I think Martinez was pretty much their only like legit big dude.
Yeah, Mashburn's like 6'8", and he's big body. So, but still. Two big twin towers. You got 6'11" Leitner and 6'10" Cherokee Parks.
A lot of fouling towards the end of this half here. Lots of people getting fouls. And it looks like mostly on the Kentucky side.
Yeah. You know, Pelfrey ended up picking up his third foul late in the first half, too, and that hurt them. Key moment in the game here, Hurley with another assist to Leitner, and that broke the NCAA record for most points all time in NCAA tournament history.
Okay.
Given-
Leitner's shot.
Yes, 35-29 lead. That was a record formerly held by Elvin Hayes, but he did it in like 8 less games. But still
Nice.
impressive. Still impressive.
Yeah, and this is definitely a time era where Leitner's going against like awesome players throughout the league, like the Fab Five guys, Shaq.
Yeah, and then before that, UNLV, the year before, they basically had a Fab Five of their own as far as talent level goes.
Later, we'll go over the 92 draft and all these guys after we're done here. Okay, so that's the end of the first half with.
So 50-45 Duke. Leitner, 10 points. Mashburn for Kentucky with 11. Grant Hill had 11, I believe. So, I mean, the big guns are out there.
This second half was very dramatic. There was a lot going on here. I feel like this Kentucky team was really just overachieving, playing really hard. They came out with a full court press that I don't think was working. They eventually gave up that, which I think helped them out. But
Duke was beating the press. I mean,
yeah. So the game has slowed down. Overall, definitely slowed down on both sides. Martinez for Kentucky picks up his 4th foul. Eventually, he fouls out the second half, and kind of early in the half.
And then Pelfrey had picked up his 4th foul pretty early on too. So they were in foul trouble here.
So they lost their big man with Martinez going out. But these other guys, they just came together and kept playing hard. Hurley is taking his time. He's getting across the half court, and they're just passing the ball, really taking their time.
Yeah, a key moment in the game here. Brian Davis for Duke. He's playing really well out there. Not really known for his offense until this year. Draws that 4th foul on Pelfrey, but in the process loses a contact lens on the court. They actually had to take him out of the game.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they never did find it.
They were. Go ahead.
And they had to go to a backup pair, and then they were talking about, if you hear a crunch, that's probably his contact lens.
The guys were just laying on their stomachs, actually looking around under the rim for the contact. I feel like with Martinez out, Mashburn guarding Leitner, I feel like he was not able to handle Leitner very well on the defensive side there.
Yeah, and Leitner's got like a 3-inch height advantage on him there. So
Duke has definitely changed their strategy now. Really slowed down the offense. So with 15 minutes left, it's 51-59 Duke at this point. The refs aren't calling as much fouls. They're letting these guys play it out here.
yeah, and Leitner's starting to feel he actually hits a 3, and he actually hit 50% of his threes in his career. So they have to respect that he can make the 3 too.
So that's what I have here. They went to a full court press, going all out on it, and Duke is beating the press and making shots down.
And Hurley really was playing great at this point. He had 9 assists at this point. He's hitting threes. So now it's like, do you guard Hurley on the 3, or do you take a chance that he's going to feed one of the other guys?
And another example here, like Leitner, Hurley playing really well together. Here you have Leitner actually an assist to Hurley. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we get an offensive assault by Kentucky, scoring 8 points. Very quick, unanswered points.
Yeah, and that was all Mashburn, too. I mean, he hit 2 threes, and then he got a couple great defensive plays, a couple steals.
Someone hooked him up with a good pass behind Leitner for the dunk. They steal the inbound pass. Duke calls timeout because it's getting a little crazy. And then the announcer, well, then they go back on the court and the exact same thing happens. They steal the inbound pass, three-pointer.
And just like that, it's 67-63.
That was crazy.
I mean, Mashburn at that point, 21 points, but Hurley, again, feeling it, answers with a 3, and now they're up 70-65. So, I mean, this is a kind of getting back and forth. It's real intense at this point.
This is where Leitner's little wild personality comes out here, and we get a technical foul called here. He does his chest stomp. We have 2 technical fouls now at that point. Everybody's booing Leitner. I feel this motivates Leitner, though. I feel like he enjoys
he's not
being
bothered.
He likes being the villain. He likes being the bad guy. Leitner, he nails his 2 free throws for getting fouled. They picked Farmer for Kentucky. He actually missed one.
Yeah.
So every point counts in this game, but
and some unsung heroes, coming out. Dale Brown off the bench for Kentucky. He hits a big 3 over outstretched Leitner. Really great shot. Yeah,
Mashburn is playing great. He's stepping it up.
Yeah, he hits a fadeaway jump shot that was just unbelievable. I think Vern Lundquist just kind of loses it.
In this second half, whenever Duke seems like they're pulling away, Kentucky just keeps staying in it and coming back.
Yeah, they get it up to about a 10-point lead, and it looks like curtains for Kentucky, and then bam, they just.
It looks like Duke is just too good at athletes, too many stars, but somehow Kentucky is just hanging in there.
I mean, you got 6 future NBA guys on the Duke team right now.
That's crazy, right?
Lottery picks.
I feel like the fans and the cheering of the crowd is helping them. I mean, they do have a good coach.
Yeah.
And
well, it's easy for these crowds to root against Duke because Duke's, the defending champion, and a lot of people hate Duke because they're so successful. But hey, Kentucky's been really successful too. So
that's true.
But it was a pro Kentucky crowd.
Kentucky ditches the full court press. Well, that was a really good move. That was not helping them at all. They go to the man-to-man full court. They're playing really awesome and hard. Then for Kentucky, Woods nails a 3.
Yeah, that ties it at 81. I mean, they were down 79-69.
When he hit that 3, the Kentucky bench and crowd went crazy.
Oh, Martinez is
doing like a
dance. It was pretty funny.
But while they were celebrating, the Duke got the ball and went down the court very quickly.
Yeah, it was a goaltending, I believe, right?
Yeah, goaltending. So now we're here down to 5 minutes left in the game. It's 85-83 Duke at this point. Eventually, we get down to 3 minutes. I put great defense by Kentucky.
Yeah. And, their 3-point shooting also, not to be missed out on here. 10 for 16 from 3 at this point. I mean, that's what they're kind of known for, is their tenacious defense and the 3-point shooting. So
I have here that Grant Hill misses a shot. Kentucky comes down to answers with the 3-pointer.
Yeah, that was a huge play. But then that's when Davis gets the goaltending bucket to follow. So we're tied at 89. Pelfrey before that had a great pass.
Pelfrey was really coming back alive. Like, what happened to Pelfrey? But now he's coming back. He actually missed a shot that Kentucky actually rebounded. I have here Davis fouls.
Well, no, there's a play here where Leitner almost gets a steal off of Pelfrey.
Yeah.
Pelfrey pass, but then Davis is called for the foul, and that gives him 4 fouls. So now he's in foul trouble.
So we go to a 91-91 with 2 minutes left. Okay, looks like Christian Leitner, he's wanting the ball. I think he calls for it down low. I think he is fouled, hit some free throws.
Yeah, that tied it at 91. Then a big play here. The shot clock is running down, and then the ball gets knocked out with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Thomas Hill with a huge shot here gives Duke the lead, 93-91.
You're talking about the Grant Hill shot?
No, the Thomas Hill shot.
Okay.
Yeah, he hits one as a clock shot.
And that gives it 91-93 Duke.
Yeah.
Kentucky is playing very, very hard. Very hard.
And then Pelfrey's right back down there. Feldhaus, big rebound, ties it. We're at 93.
93. So Hurley, this is when the shot that we talked about earlier where he's dribbling down the court. I'm not sure if they're wanting him to drive to the basket and dish it out, but it was a wild shot. There was someone in his face. It didn't look like a good shot to take for the last shot there.
Yeah, I think they waited too long to get the play going. I think they should have been aggressive, but I think they were worried about what if they go too fast and then they give Kentucky the last shot.
Yeah,
Which still ended up happening. Kentucky did get a last shot.
I felt they should have tried to find a way to get Leitner open and get it in his hands since he's never missed a shot in the whole game.
Yeah.
Kentucky actually ggets the ball with 0.8 of a second left.
Yeah, Pelfrey gets the timeout. At first they thought it was over, and then they look back and they give him the ball.
0.8 seconds, that's not a lot. I mean,
and
Duke
to go
had
the
two.
length of the court, too,
Yeah.
so the chances are very slim at that point.
The
but
Duke guy touches the ball. The Pelfrey guy decides to let it go out of bounds, thinking they're going to get it back, but time has run out.
Yeah, so kind of anticlimactic there to end the half. But,
Yeah.
hey, nonetheless, we're going to overtime right now.
We're going to overtime, 93-93, very high-scoring game. So for those who don't know, you go to overtime, they have 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go here. And then Pelfrey's coming alive. Again, he starts the overtime off with a three-pointer. First shot.
And then he draws a charge on Davis, which fouls Davis out. Davis was having a great game, 13 points, and his defense is great.
Yeah.
That's a huge, huge play.
They said that he was beginning to be known as a defensive specialist, but he didn't see himself that way. He saw himself as an overall player. That was actually Chris Leitner's roommate and friend in college.
Yeah.
I think after all this was over, I think they had a business together.
Yeah, they've stayed friends for this whole time.
What kind of business was that?
I'm not sure.
No. We come down to a score of 98-98, 1 minute left, and then Duke calls a timeout.
And that's a huge play here, too. There's a foul on Mashburn right there.
Yeah.
That's his fourth at that point.
Fourth foul. I had Leitner scored a 2-point shot. Once that Martinez guy got fouled out, Mashburn he can't handle Leitner down there.
And this was a huge, huge play by Leitner. Again, 5 seconds to shoot, much like the Thomas Hill shot earlier. Leitner hits an amazing double clutch shot, and Vern Lundquist is in awe. He's like, how did he get that shot off?
Yeah. So they go down the other side, Mashburn, not to be outdone. It's almost like a little Leitner-Mashburn thing going on here. So Mashburn makes a 3-point play, hits the bucket, gets to shoot a free throw, and one. So now we have Kentucky up 101-100.
Yeah, and then Leitner is fouled by Mashburn, which that fouls Mashburn out. It's 102-101. That really changes everything with Mashburn out of the game.
Yes, I have here Woods with 7 seconds.
Yeah, Woods gives Kentucky the lead, and
Yeah.
at that moment, pretty much they thought they had to win with a crazy bank shot.
That was the crazy over-the-top, yeah.
Over Leitner, too. And
It was-
Woods is only 6'2", so this was pretty amazing that he got it up.
It was
over.
almost like a Rocky Phillips wild hook shot going on there.
It kind of was. I mean, he's giving up almost a foot to Leitner, and he banks it off the glass. I mean,
That seemed like a lot of luck on that shot there. And then Mashburn on the sidelines, kind of like with his arms out, like pretty much we did it kind of look going on.
yeah, they were pretty confident.
To make this even more dramatic, you have Christian Leitner's mom in a neck brace up in the audience.
with no emotion whatsoever on her
Yeah, it
face.
looks like she's praying or something to me.
I mean, she can't get it too excited, otherwise it could be bad news for her.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, it almost be hard to contain yourself, that shot, and then you get out there and you move the wrong way and re-injure your neck, or
Yeah, I know, right?
it could,
I mean, this is a pretty intense moment there.
it almost seems a little dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 103, 102. Kentucky has the lead, folks. They have the lead. They can do it. Can they do it? 103, 102, Kentucky. Over Duke. 2 seconds. 2.1 seconds.
2.1 seconds. Now, Duke, if you're in Duke's shoes right here, you want to get it to Christian Leitner, right? He hasn't missed all game, but who's going to get it to him in 2.1 seconds? So, Grant Hill.
Me and Dave actually went on a basketball court and redid this whole play. That is not an easy throw.
It is not. I mean,
Like, you think you got a football, you can kind of put a spiral on it. I actually was trying to put a spiral on the basketball. The basketball is
it's a lot harder to control, you know?
Yeah.
And Grant Hill, the funny thing about Grant Hill that I'd like to share here, his dad, Calvin Hill, was a member of the Dallas Cowboys. And so then you've got his son with those football roots out there having to throw essentially a Hail Mary pass to Christian Leitner here. So
Yes.
Coach K asks him if he can do it. He says yes. Leitner.
I will catch the ball if Grant Hill throws a good pass.
and so they don't waste any time. Normally in these situations,
It was very nonchalant, just kind of, here we go. It wasn't like, okay, like a build-up. It was just like, we're playing again, and then...
I mean, normally on those kind of plays, they take the whole 10 seconds to throw it in.
Yeah.
Let him run around. I mean,
Yeah.
Grant Hill just went right up there and threw it.
Just right away. And you could tell the Kentucky guys, you could just tell that in the huddle before they came out, they were just like, they had, well, we don't know, but I think that they had to have been saying, don't foul him. Don't get, close to fouling
and
him.
Pelfrey, it's ironic that we mentioned Pelfrey here because it's
Well, let's go over.
he's involved in this play. So
Yes. So Grant Hill launches the ball, and then there you have Leitner.
Yeah.
Leitner catches it with his back towards the basket,
yep,
and Coach K said he was not supposed to dribble, but he goes ahead and dribbles.
He does.
He does a
little fake.
like a fake one side turnaround jumper and makes the shot.
And it looked like Feldhouse, I believe, was the guy who was guarding him. Feldhouse, pretty good sized guy, 6'7". And remember, Mashburn's out. Martinez is out.
is
So
out.
these are their biggest guys they have left. And
Yeah.
Pelfrey, 6'8". Pelfrey is there. They have a double team going on here, but then Pelfrey, for some reason, just backs off, and he's just standing there as Leitner's releasing the shot. Feldhouse makes a decent effort at a block, but
We watched this probably about 3 times, and the ball is launched in the air. I'm surprised nobody didn't think of anything. Nobody tried to like go up and intercept the ball. And once Leitner got it, he was double teamed. But the Pelfrey guy totally pretty much walks away from him, almost like turns his back. And at least the other guy kind of like defended it, but not too close to foul it. But at least he jumped up in the air, got in his face.
well, you got to think about this. So Leitner, he's 6'11". Kentucky doesn't have a player taller than 6'8" out there on the floor, Pelfrey. And I mean, maybe they're thinking there's no way they're going to get up high enough to intercept this pass because Leitner had to jump to get it in the first place. At that point, they just need to be in position and put a hand in his face, which
Yeah.
Pelfrey didn't do.
Pelfrey, you watch it and you're like, what is he thinking? Is he just like, this guy has no chance of making it, or he doesn't have time to pass to anybody else?
he dribbled it. The time's going to run out.
Was he thinking there's not enough time for him to pass to anybody else? Why did he turn his back?
I think
Oh, no.
he thought because of the dribble that he wasn't going to get the shot off.
It looked bad. It looked bad.
And Pelfrey was the guy in the huddle that they showed
Yeah, I know.
before the play, like barking at his teammates. Basically saying, don't foul. Maybe he was saying, don't play any defense at all and just let this guy who hasn't missed a shot win the game.
Well, if you're not going to get into his face, I'm just thinking, if I see the ball being launched in the air, that ball is up for grabs.
Yeah.
So why not try to get an interception?
I mean, at that point, they're going to jump for grabs. Leitner's going to feel the pressure and he's going to lean into it and get the foul called and make the free throws and win the game. So
Even if you just got in front of him and just tipped the ball, that could ruin this whole play for him. So,
or even if they don't tip it, a guy running right in front of you to get in your line of sight could have affected him catching the ball too. So a lot of stuff going on here.
there's a funny YouTube video of a guy watching this live. And
Kentucky fan.
yeah, he's like, they're going to throw to the tall guy. And then he scores and he gets really mad. And they actually had that on I Still Hate Leitner documentary.
Yeah, and the wife
funny.
was like, did he make it? And he's like, he made it at the buzzer.
So that is the game, folks. Oh, the announcers.
The epic call, Vern Lundquist. He's still alive, by the way, man. Long live Vern Lundquist, man.
Gosh, was this that long ago?
Yeah. He's like 80 years old now.
This is 92.
Yeah.
Man,
Anyway,
this is
Vern
old.
Lundquist, who looked old back then, but anyway, he has the epic call. Hill, the pass to Leitner. He shoots. Yes! Basically how it goes.
It's like dog pile, Duke players. They show Leitner's mom with the neck brace. It looks like somebody comes from the side and kind of like almost shoves her a little bit.
Hugs her a little too hard, and she looks like, hey, watch it.
But the crowd goes crazy. Just all you hear is the audience just,
And Leitner's running with his hands up in the air.
Yeah.
Thomas Hill immediately starts crying on the sideline.
yeah, he does, yeah.
And
yeah.
like a chaos breaks out.
You almost think if you didn't know any better, this was the championship game when you see that.
And, it's sort of like the year before when Duke beat UNLV in the semifinal. That was sort of the championship, even though they beat Kansas for the title. There's so much drama in the semifinal. Same thing here.
My heart goes out to these Kentucky guys because I've always root for the underdog. I thought they played well. I feel for them, man. They definitely play their hearts out. It's close loss.
Yeah, feisty bunch, man. I feel bad for Pelfrey because he really was the heart and soul of their team. Then he kind of just fell off there at the end.
That was weird to watch. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Okay.
So, going to... I feel we have to talk a little more about Leitner. He was a big, iconic college basketball player in our youth. And
Yeah, to me, Christian Leitner, as a Duke fan, I feel like he's the greatest Duke player to ever put on the uniform. And they've had some great players.
Considered one of the greatest college basketball players.
Yeah. His NBA career, which we'll get into, not living up to the hype as much. But college, yeah, he's definitely one of the best in clutch.
Well, it sucks that he went to the Timberwolves. He was, like Coach K said, he was like someone like a fire where you have to kind of get on him and he can play great, but in a certain kind of environment, maybe he doesn't make it, doesn't do as well type of a situation.
Yeah, and really, they didn't have anybody. There's really no stars for the Timberwolves. It's basically just him. They're expecting him to become this guy who's going to turn this bad team into
And you think he's always
contender.
He's always had, well, at least in college, great guys around him.
Yeah, I mean, and Coach K, Hurley, all-time leader in assists for college. Grant Hill, Thomas Hill, Davis. I mean, they had a lot of good players. So let's talk about Christian Leitner a little bit. He was born and raised in Angola, New York. This is near Buffalo, Niagara Falls. Came from a blue-collar family.
That sounds like a nice place to live, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, Roman Catholic family. His father, George, was of Polish descent. His grandparents actually spoke Polish as their first language. How
What do you
cool
think
is
when
that?
you think Niagara Falls?
The Office wedding.
Jim Penwin? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, of course. Had to throw that in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course.
So Christian's older brother, Christopher, that's confusing, was a big influence on Christian, often bullying him, much like Christian did to Bobby Hurley, I
Really?
guess.
Maybe that's why he was acting like that.
And that instilled that competitive drive, and I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to do with Hurley. And they worked as farm laborers to supplement their allowance. So
That was a good hard work ethic. Good.
yeah, I mean, he's coming from an upbringing. You think of Christian Leitner, he's going to Duke, he's preppy looking. Oh, this guy's had it made his whole life. Not the case. Not the case. So Duke, Christian Leitner played from 1988 to 92. Again, back then, these guys played 4 years pretty much all the time. He had to wait his turn. He was out there. Danny Ferry was the star when he got there. He's
Okay.
coming off the bench. I think he only averaged about 8 points a game, but you could tell even then that he was going to be a big part of their team.
I remember Danny Ferry.
Yeah.
Definitely when I think of like an older guy.
Yeah.
And he played in the NBA for a good while.
Yeah, he didn't have that great of a career, but again,
But this was definitely more our generation. Right?
this was when I first started watching Duke as a kid. Danny Ferry was their guy, and then Leitner came on a couple of years later. I'm like, okay, who's this new guy? He's looking like he might be something. So again, back then, it's not like these guys come in one and done. They're expected to win a national championship as a freshman. No, you got to wait your turn. You got to sit behind the seniors who are established. And once he got in there, he was able to make a name for himself. He ended up being a 4-year starter. He eventually got into the starting lineup as a freshman. I mean, his career speaks for itself.
Yeah, I felt like we haven't started talking about the Dream Team, but the Dream Team, they want to pick a guy from college, and I feel like this is the right guy to pick. I feel like he was the man in college. So
Yeah. And then, his career, 4 Final Fours, all 4 years. Amazing. He averaged 16.6 points, 7.8 rebounds a game, making almost half his threes. A lot of people don't see him as a 3-point shooter, but he really was. 21.5 points a game in his senior year. He was the National Player of the Year. His 32 jersey is retired, and he's widely regarded among the best in college basketball history. He's in the College Basketball Hall of Fame. Most points scored in NCAA tournament history, as well as most free throws made, attempted, most games won, and most games played. He played in 23 games in his career. I mean, that's got to speak volumes about his success.
for those who haven't watched Still Hate Leitner, you have to watch that because you see a lot of his highlights. When they played against that the Running Rebels team, and I remember you were telling me like you thought there was no chance that they were going to beat because it was a rematch.
Yeah, they
for
got
the title.
destroyed. 30-point loss
The year before.
Yeah.
And then the second year, Leitner was lighting it up, right? And they actually pulled off.
You know, the one thing they had different, they had Grant Hill now, which they didn't have the year before. So that was another weapon to take the focus away from just Leitner.
That Running Rebels team, they had the Tarkanian guy who the biting the towel.
Yeah.
They had Larry Johnson on that team.
Stacey Augman. I mean, their whole lineup they were scary good, man.
Yeah.
And Duke, somehow Duke got through and won. I mean, Leitner was known for clutch performances before this. So 1990 against UConn, the regional final, another one of those double clutch shots at the buzzer to win. That was a real famous shot. And then the game-winning free throws against the undefeated and heavily favored UNLV Running Rebels in the 91 semifinal. Then they went on to defeat Kansas in the final, and he was the tournament's most outstanding player. So 10 for 10, like I said, 10 for 10 from the line and from the field in this game that we were talking about.
10 for 10. That's can't get any better than that.
Yeah,
100%.
and then after all this, he went on to become part of the Dream Team with Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry
What an
Bird.
opportunity, right?
I mean,
Just once in a lifetime thing to have happen.
I mean, a lot of people think Shaquille O'Neal should have been picked for the Dream Team, but again, Shaquille O'Neal was a force to be reckoned with, but Leitner could do a little bit of everything. He could shoot, he could inside out.
Well, just this game, he had the record for
the most points ever in the NCAA tournament history. So he's clutch. You want your most clutch guy on the Dream Team, right? So I think that's why they go with him.
He definitely accomplished a lot. So I'll go ahead and talk about the 1992 NBA draft. This was an amazing draft here. You have all these future NBA Hall of Famers. This was an era where guys stayed in college the whole time. So we have the 1992 NBA draft. This would be after the tournament that we just talked about. So I was interested to see how many of those Duke guys went pro, how many of those Kentucky guys went pro. The 1992 NBA draft took place June 24th, 92 in Portland, Oregon. At the time, the draft was considered one of the deepest drafts in NBA history, with the top 3 picks being Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, and Christian Laettner. They were considered a can't-miss prospects. O'Neal, Mourning, Hall of Famers. Laettner made one All-Star game in his career.
Yeah, with the Hawks.
Gold medalist, 92, Dream Team. Didn't live up to a lot of his expectations. All 3 would end up playing together for the 2005 Miami Heat. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's right. Right, the year The Office started. How about that?
Good one. 2 other players went on to become All-Stars from that draft. Tom Gugliotta
Yeah.
and Latrell Sprewell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They also had a guy in this draft. They considered him, they thought he was going to be the next Jordan. They actually called him Baby Jordan, Harold Miner.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was given the nickname Baby Jordan because of his similarities to Michael Jordan. He actually slipped to number 12. And other than winning 2 slam dunk contests, only had a brief, uneventful, and injury-prone 4-year career.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Is that wild?
Yeah.
So you had Shaquille O'Neal. I played a lot of basketball, and this is exciting because I was still in middle school, and it was really fun playing for the school and everything. I remember watching Shaquille O'Neal, number 32. It was a time where he was just dunking and breaking backboards.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. It was Shaq, boom, breaking backboards. This is crazy.
I mean, what a big dude. I mean,
I know.
He wears a size 21 shoe.
Yeah. And it was nuts watching. I just remember 32. I didn't really know too much about him. I was like, this 32 is just dunking on dudes, insane. Who breaks backboards consistently?
Yeah.
That was nuts, man.
Yeah.
So Shaq was exciting to watch in college. I remember.
Yeah, LSU.
Definitely remember that. So he got drafted number 1, Shaq, to Orlando Magic. I feel I remember him and Penny Hardaway being a good duo over there. He had Alonzo Mourning, who went to the Charlotte Hornets. I feel that was an exciting team. That's where Larry Johnson went.
That's right. Del Curry.
Steph
Curry's dad.
Wait.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy,
Yeah,
okay.
they had a good team.
That was a fun team to watch. I feel I don't know if it's just being older, being biased, but I feel the NBA was way more exciting back then.
Yeah, I mean, you had the variety. Now it's all 3-point shooting. You don't have a lot of big guys. You had true big guys in this era, made it a lot more exciting to watch,
So and then you had Christian Laettner getting drafted, the number 3 pick going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then the number 48 draft pick overall was Brian Davis, his buddy.
Yep.
Went to the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. Didn't hear much about him after that, though.
So you had the 93 draft. That's when Bobby Hurley went into the NBA. He went to the Sacramento Kings.
It's number 7.
His career was derailed by a car accident that happened during his rookie year, unfortunately. And then you had Thomas Hill. He got drafted by the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, I was thinking his career was going to be all right, and he just kind of never.
It's kind of faded. It's weird how these guys just rocking it in college and don't really come up. So, and then you had the 1994 draft. That's when Grant Hill went overall number 3 to the Detroit Pistons.
Now, Grant Hill, he was a different case. He actually was one of the most successful Duke guys in the pros at that time, but a series of injuries really derailed his career. But, I mean, he really had a lot of potential there.
I saw Laettner in an interview say that when he was having these injuries that I guess coaches or someone, they're actually having him keep playing when he shouldn't have been playing, is what he was saying.
It's too bad because Grant Hill was a gifted athlete.
I always remember him doing a lot of commercials.
Yeah, right.
I believe Laettner had his best years when he was with the Hawks. I remember watching him play for the Hawks. He played for quite a few teams. He played for the Timberwolves, the Hawks, the Pistons, the Mavericks, Wizards, Heat.
Yeah, 6 teams.
I remember when he played for the Mavericks, that was an exciting team because I feel like they had that Mark Cuban owner. And I feel like that's when he was really getting a lot of talent just from everywhere. And
unfortunately, that was one of his worst years. He he missed some time, only 53 games that year. I think really the Hawks and even the Timberwolves, he had some good years there. The first half of his career was really impressive, actually. I mean, let's look at this for a second. So, for his career, he ended up with playing for 13 years. He scored 11,000 points, 5,000 rebounds, and in his first 6 seasons, he actually averaged the exact same as he did in his college career, 16.6 a game and 7.9 rebounds. That's pretty impressive with the All-Star appearance, like we talked about. He actually made the All-Rookie First Team in 93 as well. I mean, with the Timberwolves, 18.2 points a game as a rookie. And again, 18 points a game in his 4th year. Hawks, he had 18.1. So some really solid years there. And then once he left Atlanta, that's when his career kind of turned downhill. He had a couple double-figure years, Pistons and the Wizards, but other than that, he got less and less playing time, and, things didn't work out. But 12.8 points per game for his career, that's nothing to sneeze at.
He still played for a total of, 14 years?
13 years.
He went to an All-Star game, so not bad.
As a number 3 pick, they're expecting, with his college career the way it was, they're expecting him to be like a great NBA player. He's a good, not great NBA player.
I wouldn't say a total flop.
No.
But still.
He's a journeyman. He was a journeyman. And, those guys are forgotten a lot of times, unfortunately. So.
Well, his college career will not be forgotten, though.
Definitely not. That's one thing you got to be able to admit, no matter whether you're a Duke fan, North Carolina fan, what have you. I mean, he's one of the greats in college history.
Well, that wraps up our final episode. I gotta say, I feel a little sad.
Yeah, I can't believe it, man. This is it, man.
Maybe if all you fans just write us or really want us to do, maybe we'll come back. I don't know. It's possible.
All right, we'll see. Hey, so what do we do now?
What do we do now?
I think we should get lost.
Conversation.
Let's do it.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to our show. This is it. Had a lot of fun doing this, and I feel like we went out in style. We finally got to talk about.
Thanks to everybody, all the fans, all the people that were part of making this happen. Meredith, Logan, Eric, Robbie Taylor,
Yes.
Metallifon. Thank you guys.
Thank
So many people love our intro song. Thank you guys. William with his music. I mean,
David Manso doing our artwork.
yes.
Very cool.
We could not have done this without all of this. Everybody. So thank you.
All right, man. What were we talking about again?
I don't know. I think we're just lost in conversation again.
I think so.
All right.
Okay. So the Duke Devil. All right. So the Duke Devil. Oh God.
You should keep something.
Yeah, I know.
Conversation, just imagination, just a situation I'm in. It's time to start over again and again and again. Yeah. I'm lost in conversation, not my imagination, just a situation I'm in. It's time to start over, time to start over, time to start over again. Yeah.